I would enforce the law, and federal law prohibits doing business with Cuba. And there's a reason for this. So to understand what Obama's doing in Cuba, you got to put it in broader context. You know, today Obama is there in Cuba with movie stars and rock stars, and the far left has always glamorized the Castros in Cuba. They're chic, and you know, Che Guevara was such a good-looking young revolutionary. Now, mind you, he was a homicidal maniac who tortured and murdered people, but he looked good unshaven. And, you know, as Barack Obama is sitting there sipping mojitos with brutal communist dictators, he can't be bothered to meet the dissidents. He can't be bothered to visit with the ladies in white. He can't be bothered to hear the screams of oppression. And what Obama is doing in Cuba is actually very much the same as what he's doing in Iran. In Iran, he's giving over $100 billion to the Ayatollah Khamenei, the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism who chants death to America. In Cuba, he's giving billions of dollars to the Castros. Communist dictators 90 miles...
You would reverse all of that.
We should be standing up to enemies of America, and we shouldn't give billions of dollars to people who hate us and want to kill us. This is not...
The Cuban people don't hate us.
But he's not giving the money to the Cuban people. He's giving it to...
But the Cuban people will benefit from all this investment that's coming in.
No, they won't. And this is... If you look at Cuba, every dollar that goes into Cuba goes to the government. And what this will do is it will strengthen the repressive regime of Fidel and Raul Castro. It will increase the tortures. It will increase the murders. And it will also increase Cuba spreading terrorism throughout Latin America and anti-Americanism. And as you know, my family has first-hand experience with this.
Right.
My dad was imprisoned and tortured by Batista in Cuba. And my aunt, my tia Sonia, was imprisoned and tortured by Castro's goons. And, you know, a couple of years ago, I had the privilege of meeting with Natan Sharansky, the famed Soviet dissident. We met in Jerusalem. And Sharansky described how in the Gulag, when Reagan was president, that they would pass from cell to cell notes. Did you hear what President Reagan said? Evil empire, ash heap of history, tear down this wall. There is power to the president standing up and speaking the truth to evil, and what this president does is exactly the opposite. He abandons our friends, and he shows weakness and appeasement. He gives billions of dollars to our enemies who hate us. It's exactly backwards.
Let's talk about...